Testimony about our Chinese students cell, New Life cell. Actually, I've come to ISC-SKKU about 5 years, and during these 5 years, I didn't change my cell. I was staying at Ruth's cell, and Mrs. Aaron Yu is our cell shepherd. During this 5 years time, we really studied a lot of books, like the Foundation of Gospel, the Old Testament navigation, New Testament navigation, and Galatians DBS, Ephesians DBS. And every day we use the book Daily Bible to have our quiet time and share it. So there was one Sunday when I came to church, I found my bag was so heavy with 5 books. Maybe it is because of Mrs. Aaron Yu taught us with her love. I had a lot of growth during these 5 years. Last year, I did a testimony about that was one time I left ISC-SKKU for a while, but God called me back. Even now, if I remember what God talked to me, I still have tears because it was so real, my life's experience. God talked to me through different brothers and sisters for 3 times. He talked to me, so I have to obey him. I will tell you what God talked to me by the end of my testimony. God called me with a mission back to ISC-SKKU. I know exactly my mission is to lead our Chinese brothers and sisters knowing our God more. Because I am Chinese, I born in China, I grew in China, I believed in God as China. There are unchangeable facts, so God will use my character to help my people. But at the beginning, I was very resistant to this mission. Why didn't I do anything to help our Chinese students during 5 years? It was because my lack of self-confidence. The first reason, I've graduated my master's degree of design major from a not very famous university in Korea. Compared to SKKU, compared to our brothers and sisters major, they are from science major, mechanical major, chemistry major, and computer major. I feel I'm lack of knowledge and lack of wisdom. I feel I'm an elementary school student. I'm not smart enough to lead these top students of the world. It's my thinking. Yeah. The second reason is I've graduated a long time ago. Our brothers and sisters are younger than me about 8 or 10 years. I'm afraid of when they talk about their study and paper and graduation, I'm not saying anything helping and cannot give them any suggestion. And the third reason I feel lack of self-confidence is now I'm just an ordinary mom of a baby. Raising my baby takes me a lot of time, and I'm very busy with it. I'm not quite sure if I can make my time to be a cell leader. But after God calling me to be a shepherd of New Life Cell, I didn't got all of this self-confidence immediately, but God solved my problem in His way. For my first and second worries, God knows my lack of self-confidence, so He gave me so many precious people came to our cell. Missionary Chong Man Kim always guide us, and Xin is our co-shepherd. She gave me endless power and support. And the Tae brother and the Omji sister, they can speak Chinese fluently. They came to our cell. Their participation let me see Korean and Chinese can be in one in our Lord Jesus. All of our cell members, they are very precious and lovely. And after I've been a shepherd, I found PhDs are not such people I was afraid of. I was afraid of them asking me some difficult questions that I cannot answer. But I found even PhDs or others I know, when they are curious about God, the education background is not very important. I'm sorry to say that, but it is not true. PhDs can understand Bible better than others. And it is also not true if you didn't receive any education that you cannot understand God's love. I found every one of our cells is gentle and friendly. So everyone has their worries about life, study, or family, just like me. So I started trying to answer the questions with confidence and through my experience sincerely. And now I found a very important thing is, be a leader, it not means I have to do everything by myself alone. I always share together, and if someone has problem, then someone else will tell suggestion and someone will share their experience. And at last we prayed together. Actually, I found if I feel so much lack of self-confidence, it means I'm thinking too highly of myself. A cell is a group that God made it. Everyone is important and perfect combined with each other. Everyone can help other members. If I have some areas were lacking, others can help me to fix them. One more important thing is, I'm a shepherd, but I'm not God. Cannot do everything perfectly. Not me is leading this cell. They are not my sheep, but God, who loves me and supports me, is leading this cell. I'm just a bridge. My purpose is leading cell members to God. So I cannot see my weakness or strong points too high, because these are not important. But God's mission is most important. If God asked me to do this mission, He will give me power and all kinds of conditions He needs. About my third worry, about how can I make a balance with my baby and cell leader. When I began to be shepherd, I asked God, I have a baby, could I do the cell leader? And God answered me, sure. After a little while, God made the situation worse. He gave me one baby more. And the second little one is also a boy. So I know, God, yes, I can be the leader because I just have one baby. Yeah. Now I cannot complain to God more. I'm afraid if I complain, He will give me a baby more. Actually, it is still my prayer request every week. I hope every week when we have cell Bible study, my baby can have a nap. God made me as an example. Look, someone like me have a very activity boy and another one pregnant and still can be a shepherd. So you can do shepherd also. Everyone can. Last week, Elder Liz preaching said, we have to be good shepherd. Good shepherd thinks every sheep as their family. After I heard that, I regret a lot. I didn't do well enough. Some students, they came to our cell at first, but they are not coming now. I feel I lost my sheep because of lack of care, lack of love. I hope I can pray for them more and contact them more with love. Hope none of my sheep will lost anymore. So at the end of my testimony, I want to say, brothers and sisters, look, someone like me, lack of self-confidence, and an ordinary mom of one baby and another boy in tummy. I can be a shepherd, but you can be a shepherd also. Our church needs more shepherds, more leaders, and to lead our more students to grow as spiritual leaders, like Chen Ji. Like when God calling me, He said, you know, our church is a small church. We are not perfect. We have many weaknesses in our church. There are no enough one to take care of everyone in our cell. Not enough one to take care of our teenagers. No enough one to take care of our babies. But Jesus is here. Jesus asks you, do you want to come and fulfill the weakness, making this imperfect church a little more perfect? Yes, this is God calling me, and to you, to everyone. We are not perfect, not good enough, but God didn't call someone perfect to serve. He called ordinary ones to do things leaning on His power and to show His greatness. So I encourage you, stand up, be a shepherd, be a leader, do the service at all costs. Don't think I cannot. I'm not worth of it. Look at me. If I can, you can also. Thank you.